At a glance, this is the same opposing slide living room with an island that everybody makes. But the more you look, you realize there's nothing really ordinary about this RV. Welcome everybody, Josh the RV Nerd of Bish's RV, down here at the Forest River Vibe plant today. The 2800 model behind us right here, again, at a glance, looks like the same opposing super slide thing that everybody builds. But then you start looking a little closer. It doesn't have a traditional dinette where you'd expect it. Instead, you have a little mini desk station that creates space for a little outdoor mini fridge, which is very, very handy. Well, they had to move the dining. So the dining moved into the island, which moved the sink out of the island, which I actually really, really like. And when you look at this thing, the window coverage on it is absolutely crazy. They put the biggest windows in it anywhere and everywhere that they possibly could. If you live in an area where like, dude, too many windows means too hot. I get it. Maybe this isn't for you. But if you live in a place where the now standard dual air conditioner, no need to upgrade to 50 amp or add a second air. They're just there by default straight from the factory, like 31,500 BTUs of factory standard cooling power on this thing, and an enclosed underbelly with holding tank heat pads, also standard here, and power stabilizers. They have they've done the work to bulk it up. Now, it has two smaller awnings, but that means that you get to enjoy fully both of them instead of one awning half occupied by a campsite super slide that you don't really get to enjoy, you know? About the only option on this thing is you could add a 200 watt Go Power solar package. Otherwise, basically, what you see is what you get. They do have the washer dryer prep. They finally went to a full basic, well, technically 78, but 80-inch residential length bed. So, you know, you have the bigger space to sleep. They added back the second wardrobe tower in the bedroom that had been gone in previous generations. And basically, what they've been doing is just listening to folks like you and saying, okay, what are we doing that you like? And what are you doing that you want us to change? Cool, let's do that. And I love it. And while I'm giving you a nice slow overview lay of the land, I want to throw a special shout out to just an absolutely awesome guy named Ken Bearden. Ken started as just a viewer. He was a little nervous, took a chance, reached out to me on Facebook. We got talking, ended up becoming pretty decent friends actually. And he's just an absolutely awesome guy. And what I appreciate is that we slipped up a couple times, you know, working with Ken, but he always gave us a chance to fix it. And I think he will agree that we've always made it right for him. And the reason I'm mentioning Ken and sharing all this story is this is the floor plan that he always had his sights set on. He loved this Vibe, this 2800 RL. He ended up getting the Grand Design Imagine version of it, but basically it was just because of towing restrictions. He's always liked this thing. So why? Well, I can't speak for Ken, but I want to mention that we do have you know, a taller ceiling here, and I am noticing third air prep on this. The larger Vibes will have third air standard. This is the first one I've been in that has a third air prep, because your living room air conditioner back there is that Furrion 18,000 BTU chill cube. I'm noticing the lights are pulsing a little bit. I'm going to kill them because I don't want to end up killing one of our viewers due to some sort of epileptic event. I know that we have some photosensitive viewers, none the least of which is old cousin Garrett, the RV Nerd video editor. So I don't want to cause him any health problems so that he can continue to provide for his family by maybe slapping together these videos for us. Thank you, Mr. Garrett, for your awesome service. By the way, Garrett, at the time I'm filming this anyway, just celebrated his 1-year anniversary with us at Bish's RV. He has been editing videos for us for a solid year now, and I am certainly glad to have him on the team. TV straight across from you. They put the biggest screen in here they can. I don't know if that's like a 40 or closing in on a 50 inch, but it is a smart TV, that much I know. I do believe there's some storage behind it. I'll check that out in a few minutes here. Now, weaving our way around, again, normally it would be a little bit lighter and brighter, but I do have all the ceiling lights killed right now just for, again, health and safety purposes. This is the thing right here. As I continue to spin you around like a record, baby, one of the things that you'll notice is where you would traditionally encounter like a booth dinette, they gave us a little mini utility desk station, single drawer. And you notice like there's nothing down here. Well, that's an outdoor refrigerator. So kind of keep that in mind. But you also just have maximum campsite window coverage on this thing. When they moved the dining, though, you know, when they put in the desk, they had to put the dining somewhere else. So they integrated it basically in with the island. And when they did that, they had to move the sink. And I kind of love it. I kind of like not having the sink in the island. I like having the prep serving space wide open and available. I like the easy reach appliance outlets that this has. Like, I understand why this is one of those low-key, super popular campers. And I think that so many people, if you only look at the floor plan diagram, you're like, oh, it's just that same opposing slide camper as everybody else. But then you start going through it like this, and it's different, but I think different in a good way. And another regular viewer, Mr. Richard Vale, will be happy to know, obviously, that middle armrest can fold out of the way, and I like the fact that the side armrests actually still have cup holders. I find that to be a very underrated, overlooked, and very useful thing. Underrated and overlooked. I threw both of those in there. Feels a little redundant, but also somehow still feels correct. I don't know. Working our way around. I don't remember what type of cabinet fasteners they use here, but I can show you how to verify. Grab ye old cell phone, flip her into selfie mode. There we go, pinky finger. Look down here. Okay, so we do have stapled fasteners and MDF cabinetry. So there you go. That's a way that you can know and you can tell. It's essentially the most basic way to build RV cabinets. I will say that it wouldn't necessarily be my preference, but I can also say that with approaching 17 years of experience as a professional camper looker-atter, I don't know that I've ever really seen an RV's cabinetry fall apart because they use stapled fasteners instead of screws. On the same token, if you'd ask me, well, then would you rather your camper have staples or screws? I'm going to tell you, I wish my cabinetry was screwed together, not stapled together 10 times out of 10. So, sometimes, even though I know something's not a problem, it doesn't always feel the best. But I'll go out of my way to help you guys decide what works best for you. Plywood drawers down to the floors there. And this is a 3-in-1 electric oven. Air fryer, convection, microwave. Not a propane oven. Propane stovetop. You have a propane quick connect outdoors. You have awesome counter space on both sides of that with some very easy reach power outlets. I like all those things. I kind of personally like a low mount microwave, but I know plenty of people do not. I fully expect the comment section to go, I don't want to have to crawl on my knees to get a bowl of soup, dude. I get that. I understand that. Maybe this isn't the right RV for you. But I also know some people who have had a high mount microwave that have spilled hot soup down their arms, who don't feel like going to the burn unit today. And I'm not here to tell you one way is any better than the other. That's for you to decide. I'm just here to help you understand what each RV has so you can decide which RV is correct for you. Now, they make the back end of this very asymmetrical, which picks up a little bit of extra storage there. It visibly looks a little unconventional having the sofa shoved all the way to the side. But like if you want to put a pillow behind you, like put a pillow over on this side, and then just sort of angle yourself toward the entertainment, which obviously can pivot as well. God, I'm running into everything behind me. All of the things I've run into. What was I saying? The TV. You can do the TV thing comfortably from the sofa that way. All right, got it. Moving our way backwards here. We do have a porcelain foot flush toilet once I finally get my way into the bathroom. I know I move the camera slow, but I don't like to jerk it around and make everybody motion sick. I want to point out that you also do have that the heat vent run under the shower right there, which does raise the shower pan a little bit. But one of the things here is like I'm a little over 6 foot, plus my shoes representing about 6'2" on camera. I can just fit in that thing without my head in the skylight because this RV has a slightly taller than standard ceiling height. It's just enough in case you're just a little bigger than the average bear. It's not the biggest, bathroom or shower headroom, and obviously some of your other fixtures like the treatment around the sink is generally speaking very, very simple and basic, but there you go. In the past, I think they had some kind of pivoting door, which like they always kind of look neat, but just a straight swinging door creates, I think, a wider, more open doorway. And there's part of me that says, well, this would be maybe even easier if that was a sliding door, but they put their TV hookups on the wall across from the bed right there so that if you do add a TV, you can enjoy it from bed instead of doing a crazy neck crank. Now, I'm in straight lens mode. I don't like to use fisheye wide angle lens stuff if I can help it. And if I ever do, I try to let you know. So the bed's eating up the entire camera because this is an Olympic Queen mattress. And people go, well, the floor plan print in the beginning said custom king. That's because custom means made up. And that's exactly what it is. It's a made up, not a king. That is actually surprisingly deceptively deep. And I like how you have door access and it's fully enclosed. They don't hold themselves up, but it is fully enclosed. I do like the pop-up power towers that they have going on there. Both sides of the bed, you can see, have your hanging wardrobe space. I think for a couple years, this side of the bed did not have hanging storage. Only the driver's side of the bed over here on the left side of the window right now, or the frame rather. Sorry, I'm looking at the giant window over there. My brain went, window. Oh, crap. Wait, that's not what I meant to say. So you have kind of a split level storage thing here. You might notice those straps. That's for the island chairs. Basically, when you are in transit, you kind of basically just, I said basically too many times, stack them up here on the bed, strap them down, rawhide. Mega window. Just giganto monster window here. But if you don't feel like putting on a free show for the neighbors, the good news is you have these Roman shades right here. That little safety hazard flyer always falls down out of them the first time I pull them down. And I think they do a heck of a good job, generally speaking, blotting out the sun and giving you some privacy. Now, over here around the corner, your extra big closet does have a sliding door as well to fully close that off. You can fold those two little upper hanger jobs away, technical term. And if you don't need the hanging space, like maybe you want to put, I don't know, a collapsible broom or something in there, you could also remove those shelves and have either combo or stackable washer-dryer capability. And remember, your second air up here in your bedroom, now standard. They're essentially using, I think literally, the same air system as like a Brinkley Model I. And I'm not saying this is an equivalent product. It isn't, certainly. It also is not nearly an equivalent price tag. Now, there's a bit of a challenge with this floor plan when you get to your destination because of the orientation of the things in the slide. You can't really get to the refrigerator while she's closed up. You can get to the bed, you can get to the bathroom. Those things are not a problem. Now, this is an AccuSlide system, so if you want to just crack that slide a little bit to get to the fridge, you can, but by default, it's just not there. Pardon my stuff in the sink, by the way. I've been using this RV as a base camp. It's hot today, and that's my water supply, keeping me from, dying. I don't show stuff like this very often, but I mentioned, hey, you stack the chairs on the bed. You kind of put them crisscross applesauce, strap them down. They'll stay right where you left them that way. And it's kind of interesting because Vibe sort of has its roots in the very lightweight trailer market. But as you can see by these weights and measures here, they have become surprisingly more successful as they've grown larger. Like their most popular bunkhouse is literally their largest bunkhouse, which is just totally defies all conventional logic. Like this trailer right here, we're a little over 9,800 pounds fully loaded. We're 35 foot on the Nizzos, essentially. And those two factors right there, generally speaking, for me, disqualify it from nearly any half-ton towing. If you have a very capable half-ton and you're only going to short distance this thing across your local town, I uncomfortably say maybe. Beyond that, I feel a lot better about this thing being on some type of 3/4 or larger. I tell you what, we'll come back to the past here real quick. I do want to mention this model right here does enjoy a singular sewer outlet. So your washer, dryer, your bathroom, your kitchen, everything all condenses all out of the one single termination, which is probably another one of those features that people really like about this one, because although Vibe always tries to do that, a lot of the floor plans that they build just organically, weirdly, cannot. And you can see the welded cage work under the bed. A lot of people mistake what's under the bed to be the structure of the camper. That's just the bed frame. Like, you could have a stick-built bed frame in an aluminum framed RV. A lot of people don't realize that. But the only part of this camper that's really stick-built structurally is the roof, which is a snow load walk-on roof. The rest of it is a laminated aluminum frame structure. A couple key details here. I know a lot of folks like to hear this is not your traditional Lippert frame. This is a Norco chassis, the NXG frame right here. It's a Z-shaped huck-bolted chassis. Power stabilizers, power tongue jack, power awning, all factory standard. Gas grill quick connect right down here, by the way. Easy to miss, because this RV doesn't actually have an outside camp kitchen, but we have a spot you could add a grill if you want via the propane cooker hooker off ye old camper side right there. And then, of course, you have Dad's medicine cabinet for the bottled water and the barley pop over there. The front awning feels small. No, let me back up. The front awning is kind of small. But it's because they put that big bedroom window there, and they have the big baggage door. So they just didn't have as much space to kind of play with, in a sense. Again, under that little desk area, that's where you have the little mini fridge that I mentioned. This does use, they do utilize pretty conventional import tires, but you might notice they are very far spread apart. They are using a wide stance stability axle system right there. There is rather, a wide stance MORryde suspension package upgrade. And going back to that fella I mentioned earlier, Mr. Ken Bearden, he bought the Grand Design Imagine version of this floor plan. That MORryde upfit is something he did, and he sent me a message after his first trip. He goes, "Oh my gosh, this is a night and day difference. My only regret is that I didn't do this sooner." So chances are he might chime in the comment section here himself. I always like hearing from him. He sends me pictures of his trips all the time. I think that's just absolutely awesome that folks invite me into their lives like that from time to time. Camera prepped, ladder prepped. These are also the Norco AccuSlide system, in case you were curious. This is not exact slide, these are AccuSlide. So thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Check the links in the video description. You have some down there for pricing and availability. We have Vibe at a couple different stores. Also, yeah, similar models. Like, I mentioned the Grand Design Imagine earlier, but there's a couple other builders that have kind of the same general layout. But again, the way that they have this one orientated is just that weird half twist apart from everybody else. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone. That kind of shifted into an abrupt ending, didn't it?